So you like Steam, huh? Well, maybe you play your Steam games at home, on your desktop. Well, maybe you decided to opt in and get something a little more portable, like the Steam Deck. Or maybe you don't have either of those things. Or maybe the Steam Deck isn't portable enough for you, and you need something even smaller. Well, if you get one of these, or more likely one of these, or preferably one of these, you can have that. Yes, your experience can be even more portable. Doesn't sound possible. Sounds crazy, right? Well, let me show you. School is just around the corner, and for some of you, it's already started. But that doesn't mean you can't still have a little bit of fun while you're stuck in educational prison. So, today I'm going to show you how to load your Steam games and SteamOS onto an external drive, just like this one. Although, I would recommend getting something closer to an external SSD or HDD instead. That way you don't have to worry about your thumb drive overheating, but in some situations, this is all you have. It is what it is. I've already had it loaded onto this drive here, and just for the sake of time, I'm not going to put it onto that external hard drive. This is going to work on Intel and AMD graphics. There's only a handful of SteamOS versions that support both, but in this tutorial I'm going to be using Bazzite, which does support both. You can check out their website. I'll put the link in the description for you guys. It's pretty easy to download. You just need to know what hardware you're using. As far as devices that I've tested this on goes, I have the GPD Win 3 up at the top, which is representing Intel. It's using the Core i7-1195G7 processor, which can be found in some laptops. And on the bottom, we have the Ioneo Air, which is using the AMD 5560U processor, which can be found in like one or two laptops. I think it's found in a laptop and then a home theater PC, and that's it. But it's going to be closer to like the Steam Deck or the Legion Go or the ROG Ally. And then the Intel i7 processor in here is going to make this closer to like the MSI Claw if you had something newer. Now, regardless of your hardware, the first few steps are going to be the same. You're first going to want to go to Bazzite's website, and you're going to want to go to this where it says select your hardware. And I'm going to go with other handheld or other PC, other laptop, because there's no HP option. And here I'm going to choose AMD. I know it's AMD. If you want, you can turn on the computer normally, and then you can just look up. It's probably running Windows. You probably just want to go to About the System, and then in there you should be able to see what kind of hardware you're using. I know I'm using AMD, so I'm going to select that. And then what desktop environment? I'm going to go with KDE because it's like SteamOS and it's what I'm used to. And then gaming mode, this is kind of the important part here. I'm going to select yes, I do want gaming mode. And it's going to say, oh, just download the Bazzite deck version. And for a lot of situations, it's probably what you're going to get. So yeah, just go ahead and click download. I already have it, so I'm not going to do that. Next, you're going to want to search up Balena Etcher, and you're going to hit this download button here. It'll take you down here, and you're going to either choose Windows or Mac. I'm on Windows, so I chose the first little blue download button right here. And once it's done, it'll open the setup, and you should just run through that once, and then it should download it to your desktop here. So I just got to double click on this, and it'll open up. All I got to do is hit flash from file, find the Bazzite image that you downloaded earlier, and once you have it selected, hit open. I don't have it on here. But once it's done with that, you're going to hit select target. This is going to be a different USB device because you need to download it to something else first. So just download it to like a different thumb drive. And then when you're done with that, it'll go over here to where it says flash. Just go ahead and hit flash, and it'll run through the whole flashing process. When it gets to the end, it'll say that it's validating. You can just skip that. Next, you're going to want to reboot your computer and go ahead and hit the key that'll send you to your boot menu. For me, that was F11. I'm using a different computer, by the way. And you're going to want to go to the drive that you just flashed. For me, that's this SD card right here. And just go ahead and hit install Bazzite. Don't do the test media because half the time that doesn't work. So just go up there, hit enter. It might do this. Don't worry about that. Just let it do its thing. Then it'll present you with this screen right here. Once it's done being white, it's going to come into here where you select your language. Just go ahead, go to the bottom, hit continue. And then from here, you're going to select whatever drive it is you want. Whatever drive you want to install SteamOS onto, you're going to want to come here. For me, I'm just going to do this one. And then hit done. It might ask you to reclaim space, like if there's something on the drive that you're using, it might do like this. You're going to want to go reclaim space, and then you're going to want to click on your drive and then hit delete all, because it's going to wipe the disk anyway. But I don't need to do that because it's already done, so just hit done. I'll just do it anyway, just so I can progress. Yeah. And then you're going to go to user creation. Here, it's just the basic like name, password, all that. So I would leave all this stuff checked, and then when you're done, just go ahead over here and hit done. So I'm just going to pretend I already did that. And then you're going to want to come over here, you're going to hit begin installation. And it will take a while, so just be patient. I'm just going to go ahead and skip to the next part. Once it tells you that it's finished, you can just go ahead and shut down your computer, and you can remove your drive that you installed it onto. Next, you're going to want to go ahead and plug in your external SSD or portable HDD, or thumb drive in this case, to your school computer. Go ahead and power it on, mash that button, whatever it is, to get in your boot selection screen. Once you're there, go ahead and select whatever you have SteamOS installed onto, hit enter. The first time you do this, it's going to pull up a blue screen. It's going to ask you to enroll the MOK. Do that. That way it'll boot up into SteamOS even if Secure Boot is enabled. If you run into any problems with booting up, or the computer just won't boot into SteamOS, you might want to go into your BIOS settings, which for me, I have to hit F10. For you, it would just be spamming a different button. And you're going to want to go into boot. Now, if you have the key registered, you shouldn't have to do this. But if it won't let you for some reason, just make sure your Secure Boot is disabled, and it should let you boot into SteamOS. From there, just go ahead and save changes and exit. But that should fix it if it's not wanting to boot, or if you get an error about the shim being bad, or you need to load the kernel first. That right there, that should fix it. First time you load into it, it's going to have like a welcome screen. It's going to ask you if there's anything you want to download. If there's anything you want, go ahead. Finish downloading, install updates if it asks you to. Once it's done, you can just power off. You're just going to restart the computer basically. So just shut down. After it's done shutting down, go ahead, turn the computer back on. Get back to your boot menu and go ahead, select whatever has SteamOS on it. At this point, you can actually plug your controller in, or whatever it is you're using to play. If not, your keyboard's fine too. It might go ahead and do this thing real quick. Alright, from here, you can just go ahead and download the games you want in your library. I'm going to assume you probably have an internet connection, but it's probably not going to look like a Wi-Fi signal. It's probably just going to be a cable plugged in, so it'll look like a globe. But you should have internet if you're using a school computer and you're at school. And with that, that's pretty much the end of the tutorial. If you guys have any questions, feel free to hit me up in the comments. But yeah, that just about does it. Thank you guys for watching, and share with your friends.